Howdy. Thought I'd do a little gear review for you guys this morning. Had a few minutes and been going over my gear, so getting ready for some fall backpacking. This is my little cook set that I use. Whole little thing here weighs 10.2 ounces. Nice little unit. Packs up nice and small, as you see. This is with fuel, stove, cook kit, utensil, everything you might need. I'll go through the whole entire kit here. As you see, I've got my bowl, which is just a Ziploc brand storage bowl, but they work great. Very lightweight. Made a little koozie for it, as you see. It slides right around my homemade koozie that I made for the pot. There's my little titanium spork. Little homemade koozie. Just use some bubble wrap reflect material. But the little pot that I use here, you can see, is a tea canister made in Italy by Nasco. I found this one at a flea market. They'd make different sizes. I believe these are from the 50s. I've seen them on eBay. Probably get some different ones as well that might work. I like this one because it's got the ribs to it, and it seems to catch the heat as it comes up through. It works very, very well. Holds my 2 cups of water that I need. Got a nice little tight fit lid with a handle. And inside that I keep my fuel and cup, as well as the windscreen, which I just went and got some 4-inch dryer duck material. Cut it to length and then cut some holes in the bottom of it. As you can see, that one's been used. The little pot that I use is very lightweight, aluminum, old style, but it works well for me. Like I said, it's got a nice tight fitting lid and holds my water that I need to boil. Inside this little thing, which is just a sippy cup I stole from the cabinet from the kids, which works very, very well. I keep my fuel, which is just a mixture of 91 ISO Pro rubbing alcohol and some heat in the yellow container, mixed about 50-50. This is just a container of some of that 5-hour energy drink, and it holds 2 burns in here, one for dinner and one for breakfast the next morning. That's all I usually use it for. Obviously you can carry bigger containers if you need it, and I have as well, but this fits in here and great for just an overnight trip. I also keep in here a little bag full of matches, a few candles, toothpicks, cotton balls, and a lighter. Just a fire starter kit, kind of. My sippy cup, as you see, I marked it for 1 cup and 1/2 cups. And then inside the koozie is my little stove, which is the Super Cat. I do have a little pad in the bottom of it that I put in there, just a little cosmetic pad. Holds the alcohol a little better. I'll show you how everything works here. Do also carry some aluminum foil just to put down as a precautionary measure, so you don't spill your fuel and make a big mess. Put that down in the bottom here. Set that on there. fuel. I pour about half, as you see. It fills it up to about right below the lines. And that flame on that alcohol is very, very hard to see. As a matter of fact, I can barely see it, but I can tell it is starting to bubble, which is what you want on those denatured alcohol stoves and whatnot like that. I've noticed that you do have to let that alcohol heat up, which in the wintertime can take a little bit of time, but not too long, just a minute or two. Alright, there's about 2 cups worth of water there, which will do my oatmeal and hot chocolate or whatever I might need. But it just goes right on top of the flame, like so. This goes right around the pot, and as you see, it's a tight fit. But with the holes in the bottom and everything, it just keeps that flame coming right up the side. As you can tell, it's hot. Put the lid on. Put the stopwatch. And wait. These, it doesn't take too long, maybe 3.5, 4.5 minutes, depending on how long you let your water set. But it's going good down there. While we're waiting, I'll kind of show you the containers. This is the heat. It's an inline gas antifreeze and water remover. To make this in a red container as well, the yellow container is the one that you want. I don't know why, but that's just what I read online. That's what I use. And then I also use the 91 isopro alcohol. Of course, you could use just this by itself. Adding this here, I believe, adds a little bit of blue to the flame, so you can see that flame a little better. That's the fuel mixture. I mix it about 50-50, and it seems to work very well. And like I said, I can just carry this in a little small container, good for overnight, but I do have bigger containers, as you can see. If I needed to carry more fuel for a couple days. Here's a container. It's actually a little bigger. Got some fuel in it still. These are actually my stoves here that I have made, just like that one there. Maybe a few different types of patterns here. These are just the Fancy cat food brand cat containers, and then I just poke holes with a hole punch, and different patterns put off different amount of heat for you whatnot. I just experimented. As you can see, I have a whole bunch here. Less holes, simmers a little longer. More holes, burns a little faster. This is another type of alcohol stove that I made. I believe these are called the Pepsi can stoves or the Coke can stoves. I think this is actually a Coke can one. They work well as well. The only thing I don't like about these is you do have to have some kind of pot stand for the pot to set on. The way I have mine set up, as you may have seen, it just is setting right there on the stove, and the flame comes out the holes around the side and then up the side of that. And that's why I like that ribbed unit there is it catches the heat as it comes up through the sides in. It's very hot. These are just a few different stoves and different containers to hold the fuel. There you see the energy containers, which I don't drink that stuff. I just buy them for the containers, but they work great. We're getting into about 3.5 minutes here on our cook time. As you can see, it's starting to boil. A few small bubbles coming up. It doesn't take long. I've been real impressed with this little setup. For 10.5 ounces, fuel, cup, bowl, spoon, lighter, matches, foil, everything you need besides water and food to cook a meal while you're out backpacking. Of course, I do have many other little stoves as whatnot, the Jetboil and the Pocket Rocket, and they're all great stoves, but they are definitely a little heavier by the time you add fuel and whatnot to them as opposed to this little alcohol stove. Starting to boil pretty good. We're at 4 minutes, 4.5 minutes.